Hello and welcome back to Tutoring with Gavin. In this series of videos I'll be showing you how to get a great grade in the English language exam. All of the exam boards have a section that tests your creative narrative writing. In this video I'll be explaining the importance of narrative structure and how you can use some basic principles to structure a great story. The first thing you should do when preparing this exam paper is plan out a few story ideas that might be useful in the exam. Even if the choices offered are nothing to do with these stories, you would have gained lots of valuable experience constructing stories, and therefore it won't be as daunting on the day of the exam. If you're lucky, some of your pre-written stories will work perfectly on the day of the exam, while others may just need some tweaking to fit the exam task. To have an interesting or gripping story, you need a character that the reader can relate to and empathise with. And this character has to either undergo a change, overcome an obstacle, or learn something new that changes their perspective. If this doesn't happen in your story, then the reader, more importantly the examiner, will not care about your character and will not want to read your story.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
They will do it because it's their job, and they'll give you the grade that they think you deserve for boring them to death. So, to get a great grade, you need to entertain, intrigue, excite, or fascinate the examiner. Some examples of character change could be: Bobby falls in love for the first time. Bobby falls out of love. Bobby is in love with Bessie, but Bessie doesn't love him. Bobby takes his first love for granted and loses her. These are all simple emotional changes. On the other hand, Bobby could overcome serious illness. Bobby could lose his ear in a freak rugby accident. Bobby could fall down a cliff and have to get rescued. Bobby could get bullied and have to learn karate. These are all physical changes. Bobby might have to overcome an obstacle or problem like disarming a nuclear bomb planted by a deranged scientist. Of course, it doesn't have to be that big a problem. Bobby might be trying to figure out a way to make enough money to treat his mum on her birthday. Alternatively, Bobby could learn something that changes the way he sees things. Maybe he discovers a secret box with a bunch of letters written by his grandmother, explaining why she ran away to the circus. In a short story, especially one that has to be written in about 45 minutes, as with your GCSE exam, you should make this change, problem, or discovery the focus of everything that you write about. This way you build tension, suspense, and intrigue in your story by showing your character trying to overcome this problem, or cope with this change, or comprehend what they have learned. It will also move your story naturally towards a conclusion, and the reader, or examiner, will feel content that they haven't just wasted the last 15 minutes of their life, and they will give you a great grade. By maintaining this focus, you will also discover a climactic moment and have a great ending. So you won't be scratching your head after half an hour in the exam, wondering how you're ever going to end this story. The ending doesn't have to be tied up nicely with pretty bows. It can be an open ending, leaving the reader wondering what will happen next. But at least you've got to that point where you have the choice of closure or leaving it hanging. When planning your story, make sure you have a clear moment when the change happens, or the problem is solved, or the character finally learns the important lesson. This moment should be detailed and carefully paced so that you allow the reader time to absorb the enormity of the moment. Don't cheat them out of this moment, otherwise they will feel let down. Of course, whenever I talk about your reader, I'm talking about your examiner, the person who controls how many marks you get. Your plan should contain each moment before the climax. That builds tension or suspense as to whether the climactic moment will ever happen. In a short story of this length, you might only have 2 or 3 obstacles or moments that have an effect on the main character. Here's a typical plan. Bobby discovers a secret box with a bunch of letters written by his grandmother. He had been told by his mother that she ran away with another man and abandoned her 3 children. However, number 1, the letters reveal that she was the victim of domestic abuse and had to hide from a violent husband in the circus. She wrote to her children trying to get them to join her, but Bobby's mother took her father's side. Number 2, Bobby confronts his mother, and she tells Bobby that her mother lied because her father would never do this. Number 3, Bobby finds photos of his grandmother, showing her bruising. Number 4, the climactic moment. When his grandfather comes for dinner, Bobby confronts him, and the grandfather lets slip that he did beat his wife because that was normal then. Number 5, resolution. Now make sure you take 5 minutes to plan something like this in the exam because it will maintain your focus for the following 35 to 40 minutes. Well, I hope this was useful. I'll be covering other aspects of narrative writing in other videos. If you would like notifications of when they are available, please subscribe and give me the thumbs up if you like the video. Until next time.